Hey, hey.
Can y'all hear us?
We're going to do that thing that we do at the beginning of every live session, and that is test out the audio.
Turn on the lights.
Turn on the lights. Hey, y'all. We're home. It feels weird to say that, right?
Yeah.
Home? Because Mexico City is home now. We literally just walked in from the airport a few minutes ago. Evidence, our luggages are still there. We just got in from Durango. Oh, we have a lot to catch you guys up on. There's been so much going on, and I'm excited to share. But let's see who all are here. I understand that Maddie Gold is also live right now. Tell her we said hi if you're hopping in between live sessions. I didn't know she was going live at this time. Otherwise, I would have been there too.
Otherwise, we would have just done our collaboration and done it together, no?
Yeah, we got to go visit her in Querétaro.
How's everybody doing? We got to go visit La Carecita. We got to go visit Kyle in Querétaro. So many people to visit in Querétaro. How's everybody doing?
Hello, Roxanne. Hi, Ivan. We're doing well today. Can you tell that we just landed from an hour-and-a-half flight?
Not shaven.
Not showered. Sorry. Les debemos disculpas. Hoy no nos bañamos. Sorry. That's, we're always telling y'all to shower, and then we didn't do that today. Let's see who all are here today. Alan, choose a channel with a better salsa. Well, everybody's got something, right? But we do love salsa.
2 devices. Just put them on 2 devices. Let's see where we go.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kyle. How's it going?
Dave Ingles.
Dave. Hey, Jamie. Chris. Thank you for being here. Chris just arrived in Guanajuato after 3 days in Querétaro. He's taking Spanish. Awesome.
Chris, I think you butt dialed us the other day.
Yeah.
I was going to pick up and be like, what up, butt?
All right, y'all. Let's jump right into this. Keep saying hi. Throw in your questions. This is a live Q&A session. We figured we had a little recent growth spurt. We hit 23,000 in the Eat Baila Travel community. Thank you all for helping us get there. We'll see. Maybe we'll get to 25,000 soon. That's really exciting. We know we've been doing this for over 2 years now, going on 3. And since then, we're always just kind of wanting to see where this goes. And when there are people who believe in what you do and want to help see you grow, that just makes it all so much better. So it's really cool that you all are here.
Yeah, it was nice to step away this week from Eat Baila Travel. We do have a video. We could have uploaded it today, but we decided to take a step back to kind of finish it up a little bit better.
And to focus on spending time with family, because we were in Durango celebrating our nephew's baptism, our niece's quinceañera. I saw my brother, nieces, nephews, sister-in-law, my mom, my sisters. So we posted a little bit about that on our Instagram story, but not a whole lot on YouTube because we focused more on being with family this past week. But we have some exciting news to share about our upcoming videos. So we'll be sharing that momentarily. Let's see who else is saying hello.
It's too noticeable.
Yes, it's kind of right there.
Sorry, maybe it sounds better, less echoey.
Okay.
But yeah, we're excited. We have some announcements as well. We also want to welcome nuestra familia que ha sido parte, nueva familia que tenemos ahora aquí, que se han suscrito a nuestro canal de Eat Baila Travel. Les queremos hablar también en español y dar esa cordial bienvenida. Muchas gracias por todo su apoyo, por sus likes. Llevamos 3 años, casi 3 años haciendo esto y nos sentimos muy afortunados de tener la oportunidad de hacer videos y de aprender mucho de la cultura, comer, bailar, y les damos la cordial bienvenida. Muchas gracias por estar aquí esta noche con nosotros.
We're happy to answer your questions today in either language. Any other language aside from English and Spanish will be very poorly answered because we don't speak many other languages aside from that. Maybe a
Portuguese.
Maybe a little bit of Portuguese.
Yeah.
But yeah, as our community grows and as we explore and get more comfortable with making videos, I guess this is as good a time as any to announce that we'll be posting our very first all Spanish vlog very soon. And just like our English videos have Spanish subtitles, this Spanish vlog will have English subtitles. And of course, we'll continue to do that vice versa. But behind the camera, in actuality, our lives are very bilingual. They're very Spanglish. And we wanted to incorporate that more into our channel for a long time. And I know that if you've been watching us for some time, then you know that we switch between languages sometimes depending on who we're talking to, but our videos have been predominantly in English for the most part. And we want to experiment doing them in Spanish now and see how that goes for us. But there are a few reasons that we took so long to do so. Do you want to talk about that?
I'll pick up.
So one of those being that being in front of a camera takes a lot of practice, confidence that it took us a long time to build. And number two, over our lives, even though Spanish was our first language, we became dominant in English over time, growing up in the US and going to school and all that. So expressing ourselves became more of an English activity. And the more we practice expressing ourselves in Spanish just more often than we used to, then that has increased our confidence expressing ourselves in Spanish too. So we want to take our try at making a Spanish video. So let us know what you all think about that. Even if you don't speak Spanish, or maybe if you're practicing, if that's something that you'd want to see more of. We really want to know what you all think about that.
And we've actually practiced with a couple other videos. We just haven't posted them because it just feels different. You know, you have to like bring out a different personality. We've been working on it. So we want to make sure that when it comes out, and we have our personalities ready.
And naturally and authentically, especially.
Yeah. Y en español, como para decirle, para trasladar todo lo que acabamos de decir, es de que llevamos pues 2 años y medio haciendo los videos en inglés y ahora nos vamos a aventar uno completamente en español porque nos los han pedido. Después del video del Zócalo, también como que ya es tiempo para sacar un video en español. Mucha gente nos estaba diciendo que tenemos el nopal en la frente y que por qué hablamos en español si estamos en México. Entonces, pues yo soy muy orgulloso de tener el nopal en la frente, pero pues este nopal a veces habla inglés, habla portugués, habla español. Entonces esta vez nos vamos a aventar en español y pues y para explicar un poco, es que nosotros aprendimos español primero, pero a la misma vez pues es mucho más fácil para nosotros expresarnos en inglés, pero pues ahí vamos aprendiendo. Ya después de 2 años y medio tenemos un poquito de expresiones de todas partes, ya sea de México, de Colombia, y nos va a salir a ver cómo nos sale. Porque...
Aunque se nos salga el acento apocheado, ¿no? Pues ya ni modo, ¿eh?
Sí, porque pues nosotros, el español de nosotros es de muchas partes, es jarocho, es potosino, es zacatecano, y estuvimos 4 o 5 meses en Colombia, hasta parceros somos, entonces pues se nos va a salir muchísimas cosas en los videos y pues eso es lo que es un español medio Frankenstein, pero pues ahí le vamos a echar ganas.
Let's catch up on some questions?
Yeah.
All right.
I saw one. No, Jenny's not pregnant. Just put that out there.
We'll just get that those nervios out of the way for
Jenny
y'all.
no está embarazada.
No. All right. Somebody says, hi from Milwaukee. What's up? Hi from Oakland. Hello, Oakland. Hello. Your boy Zowie's coming to Mexico City. All right. Hit us up. Let us know.
Homie.
Somebody else is all right. You know, people ask us if we're willing to meet, and if as long as we have time, we're totally okay with that. And we've discussed recently too, maybe having a meetup in Mexico City. I think it's finally time. Maybe we can have one for the month of October. And if you happen to be in town or you live in Mexico City, let us know so that we can put something together and meet up.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, Elena. Hello, State of Hidalgo. What's up? Glad to see.
Hope
Jenny.
to go there soon.
Right, we haven't been there yet.
Especially if you see us out in the street, like in Mexico City, if you all see us out in the street vlogging, make sure, I mean, sometimes we're stressed, right? But just approach us, man.
Say hello. We love
say hello, say what's up, you know?
Hey, Angelina, she just finished watching the Korean and Chinese towns in Mexico City. That was so fun, right? Yeah. That was so much fun. Meeting Asian Mexicans in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Hey, Neil, also in Mexico City. We got to meet up.
A ver, dice, mi esposa es de Medellín, es Medalla.
Su ex esposa.
Su ex esposa. Yeah, Y nuestros hijos nacieron en Costa Rica.
Wow.
Vivimos allá por 10 años y ahora estamos en Dallas, Texas. No siempre he planeado viajar afuera de los Estados Unidos otra vez.
Qué bonita mezcla.
Sí,
colombiano, costarriqueño, ¿cómo se dice?
Ticos.
¿Costarricense?
Ticas. Saludos
Y ahora
a todos.
tejanos.
Tejanos, sí, Medellín, muy padre Medellín.
Sup, Los Angeles. Se me fue esta cosa. Go back. Never knew there were so many Mexicans in Chicago. Oof. How many Mexicans do you think there are in Chicago?
And there's Mexicans everywhere.
They are everywhere. But when it comes to Los Angeles, the state of Texas, and Chicago,
New York, we're everywhere.
even Milwaukee has a reasonably sized Mexican population.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like it's like almost a 30% of Latinos in Chicago now.
30% of the Chicago population.
Yeah, and a huge population of that is Mexican. So, yeah.
Yes. All right. Oh, CMO asking if there are any updates on my employment.
It's coming up. We're coming up. Somebody asked if Durango was hot. Yes, it was hot.
It was. The sun is strong.
And
it's a desert area.
And they didn't have a lot of rain this summer, so apparently it was super dry. And
you feel it right away, and when you breathe, you just feel the dryness suck the moisture out of your nostrils. We got some boots. We got some botas. If you saw on our Instagram story, we bought some nice boots. I'm excited to continue wearing them. I'm going to wear them around the city like a weirdo, but...
Yeah, you're not a weirdo. It's Mexico. We're good.
Hello to everyone, except if you're a Chicago Bears fan. Wow.
Oh, geez, yo, man, that was rough.
Wow.
I mean, it sucks to be a Bears fan right now, so it's all good. It's a tough moment to be living in, but whatever. We're going to win the Super Bowl soon.
Good luck. Where are we at?
Sí, en español.
A huevo. Yes, DJ Muñeco.
A huevo.
Thank you. Hello, San Antonio. Hello, Chicago.
Don't forget to do a super chat support, Kevin Engineering. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the love.
Chris, thank you.
Thank you so
We're going to
much.
use that money to buy you coffee when we meet anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Christos07, how are you guys? Mexican, live at Aztec City. Is that San Diego?
No, sir.
What does that mean, Aztec City? Please tell us, because we're not sure. And the reason I guess San Diego is because I believe the university mascot are the Aztecs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't listen to the haters. Go at your pace. Hello from Capilla de Guadalupe, Jalisco. You know, Jalisco is a state that we've seen very little of. Guadalajara.
En Puerto
Vallarta. But I would love to go to San Juan de los Lagos because I'm a big cajeta fan. I love cajeta, and I hear there's good cajeta in San Juan de los Lagos. And
yeah, definitely check out Los Altos and tequila.
Oh, there's still so much to explore.
I love San Juan de los Lagos. As a kid, we used to go there a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Michael, yes, visit Oaxaca. And we haven't been to Guatemala City either.
No, we should go though.
Catching up. Okay, someone asked, do you guys know any fixers for residency paperwork? Spanish is not the best, so I was hoping to hire somebody who can translate. Do you know anybody?
No,
unfortunately, we have contacts for the other way around for fixing your papers in the US because our family has experience with that, but unfortunately not in Mexico. Sorry about that. Kyle says hello from Boca del Rio, Veracruz.
Kyle is melting in Boca del Rio, Veracruz. That's what
we love it. We love to melt in Veracruz.
Yeah,
it's great. Hey to everyone from Chicago and California. Karen's mom, La Karencita's mom is always asking when we're going to go visit her in Hidalgo. When we go to Las Grutas de Tonantongo, we're definitely going to stop by and visit Karen's mom. Okay, Jamie H asks, how do you guys make such high quality footage as you walk around? Are you holding a selfie stick? Good question.
So we have 3 cameras now, and we used to use the Sony ZV-1 a lot.
We still use it.
We still use it, but more so to do dialogue. The camera is like 4 years old, and it's still pretty awesome.
The Sony ZV-1 we use when usually one person films the other one. When we use a selfie stick, it's probably usually our iPhone.
Yeah, the iPhone honestly is like so good these days. Like the stabilization, The only thing is that you do have to get mics. So we bought these mics now, and we use the mics for that.
And of course, the GoPro. The GoPro is what we use also. And then the GoPro depends on how good the lighting is, because the GoPro captures great color on a very sunny day, but then it doesn't when it's cloudy or when it's dark out.
The thing with the Sony is, like, right now we're using it for the live, and it always does this to us where it just
focuses in and out.
It's getting hot. This thing is hot. It's not even hot in here.
So Sony overheats. Yep. So that's what we use. Thank you for your compliment.
We also do a Chicago video from our perspective.
We talk about making more Chicago. Our first vlog we ever uploaded was on Chicago. We spent a whole month making it because it was our first time making any video, and we've talked about making more Chicago videos since then. But since moving to Mexico, every time we visit Chicago, we get caught up in spending time with friends and family that we push vlogging to the side and are never prepared to execute a video while we're there. But it's on the list. It's something we want to do and we hope to do eventually. But yes, I agree.
Claudia Olivares Cuello. Hola, chicos, los conocí en Coyoacán, Ciudad de México. Hola.
Hola, Claudia.
Claudia, ¿cómo estás?
Saludos.
Gracias por el saludo. Ahí nos vemos pronto, que siempre vamos al mercado a comer o a comprar
algo. Where would we suggest accommodation that is close to the immigration office? In Mexico City?
Yeah,
I have no clue where that is.
It's by Paseo Reforma. I think I saw it.
So near the Ángel de Independencia?
Yeah, by Koreatown or by the Japanese neighborhood. It's around there. So I saw it the other day that we were filming. We passed by it. So that's a really nice area.
Yeah, anywhere in Reforma, Condesa, Roma Norte, or Roma Sur would be great places.
It's on Insurgentes, I believe, or one of the big streets. So public transportation just drives right by it. So anything close to Insurgentes.
Cool, I'm glad you knew where that was.
Yeah, for sure.
Angelina says, qué bueno que van a hacer videos en español. Okay, now I'm nervous. Now people are excited.
Sí, nos vamos a aventar. Yo creo que van a estar chidos, y si no, pues ahí le echamos ganas. Nosotros no hay que rajarse. El mexicano tampoco no se raja.
Pues no, y si cometemos un error al hablar, pues nos avisan, no nos agüitamos, no se preocupen, todo es para aprender y ahí vamos mejorando el idioma, right?
Sí.
Never been, but Charlotte has a bunch of Mexicans. Oh, Charlotte.
Pero sabes que sí nos va a salir el español de rancho. ¿A dónde fuiste?
So, ya veniste. I should just get that out of the way now. We learned, the Spanish that we learned is like a very rural Mexican accent that is like very much teased, I think, in Mexico. Just like I think people in Mexico tease the chilango accent. Muchos se burlan del acento chilango. También a veces se burlan del acento de rancho. This like rural Mexican accent where words are pronounced differently. And when I'm with my family, it's much more pronounced. If I'm speaking to someone I'm not related to, I think I probably subconsciously adjust to sound more neutral. Oh man, but when I'm with my family, Kevin can attest to this whole entire week that I was just...
I don't know Jenny.
I was just...
Es Jenny.
La Jenny de Zacatecas.
Hey Jenny,
La Jenny
de
Zacatecas.
I am from San Diego State University, are the Aztecs, but I've never heard of it referred to Aztec City.
Okay. So then where is Aztec City, Mexico City? Because then I'll feel really dumb not knowing that.
The Love for Mezcal said, are you planning any trips to Oaxaca City for the palenques? We would love to go back to Oaxaca. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Maybe when Kyle visits us, we'll see.
Kyle says it's moist in Veracruz. I apologize for saying the word moist again.
SMH, get rid of that White Sox hat, bro.
Somebody wants to fight you.
It's the last day today. We suck. It's okay, man, but I still got to represent.
Alguien saluda desde Durango. ¿Cuándo regresamos a Durango?
Híjole, qué parte de Durango, porque el otro día fuimos a Santiago Papasquiaro y te lo juro que me comí 8 gorditas. 8 gorditas.
En una comida.
En una sentada.
En unas sentadas. 8 gorditas de chile pasado.
Ay, qué rico es el chile pasado de Durango. For anybody who's been to Durango, Santiago Papasquiaro, that we've been wanting to go, because I love chile pasado. I had 8 of them in one sitting. Oh,
There's a restaurant in our neighborhood in the Chicago area. It's called Gorditas
Don
Don
Ángel de
Ángel.
Santiago, Papascal.
And they're famous for their gorditas de chile pasado, which they import from Santiago, Papasquiaro, Durango, all the way to the Cicero, Illinois.
Y ya regresé de Durango hablando así como la gente de Durango, oiga. Ya ves que la gente de Durango habla así, oiga. ¿Y dónde están los muchachos y las muchachas, oiga?
That's Kevin's Durango accent.
No me vayan a cochinear, oiga.
Oh man, how was all that mezcal? He got
Still drunk. I got drunk.
The first night with my brother, y'all, they were unrecognizable.
It was fun. It was fun.
I'm glad the two of you bonded. That was nice. All right.
Más, Nord, thank you so much. Para el cafecito y el pan dulce, thank you. Muchas gracias.
My weakness.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Like, it's like,
thank you, Mas.
I get cheesy to see these comments because
I know, especially when
we're
it's
not used to this.
And pan dulce. I'm like, ¿cuál dieta? Ya me mandaron para mi pan dulce.
I'm not used to this, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Immigration in Polanco. Oh, immigration is in Polanco.
Yes.
Thanks. And I was wrong.
This thing, every time there's a new message, it keeps going down. Okay, so I'm going to take a break from catching up on the chat. I know that that's going to be, you guys are going to come in with chats and questions. Keep doing that. But I wrote down some questions that we got through the Instagram story too. I want to make sure that we answered those. First question is, how are you liking living in Mexico City?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
we're asking you.
You know, it's crazy. I'm going to say this now. When I first got here, I wasn't a huge fan. I was like, I don't want to live in a big city. Cuando llegamos aquí a la Ciudad de México, yo no quería, como que no tenía las ganas de vivir aquí en la Ciudad de México porque es una ciudad tan grande. Pero hoy que llegué de Durango, se sintió bien rico llegar y decir, oh, ya llegué a casa. Like, it felt so good to come back to Mexico City and be like, I'm home. Estoy en casa. So I think after 7 weeks,
almost 2 months.
7 weeks, I'm happy to say that I like it. I found my groove already. Well, I still need friends, y'all.
I can tell you why he's happy now, because he found a Chicago Bear support group, and he finally feels like, oh, okay, fine, I have.
But like, I have a park that I go run to, you know. So yeah, estoy ya muy feliz y puedo decir que me encanta la Ciudad de México. Al principio no, como que no. Pero no, ya siento que ya sé como las zonas a dónde ir a correr, dónde comer mis quesadillas y no, ya me siento como en casa, ya me ha gustado bastante y hace 7 semanas no le había dicho yo lo mismo, entonces I like living in Mexico City. What about you?
So I do too. So at first it was really tough, like challenging. I mean, it's still challenging to adapt and figuring out where everything is. As you can see, we still... Stop doing that, camera. Gosh. As you can see, we still don't have furniture. This is our living room. Okay. But we're feeling right at home, even in an empty apartment. We're getting familiar with our neighborhood. We finally started making friends. It's just these things have taken us longer than in other places. And that was the challenging part at first. And I think we feel a lot more comfortable now that I finally got another update on my job. And that's another question that we got a couple times. Are there any updates on my job? So for anyone who's new or doesn't know, the reason we moved to Mexico City is because I was offered a job opportunity here to work in higher education and with international programs with a university system based in the US, with an office at UNAM. So when I tell people I'm going to work at UNAM, technically that's not correct because I'm not employed by UNAM. I'm employed now by a US university with an office on the UNAM campus. UNAM is the Autonomous University of Mexico. It's a pretty big university. And so I had a Zoom meeting on Friday. And I start tomorrow.
That's a nervous laugh.
That is a nervous laugh because I interviewed in January, February, March. I received a phone offer in May, and they said, we're just getting some legal stuff sorted and paperwork sorted, and you'll start, we'll let you know when you start. So May, June, July, August, September, it is October 1st, 5 months later. finally am starting my first day of work tomorrow in University City, which is in the south side of Mexico City. So yay! Finally starting my job. So that's going to be really exciting. It's something that I really care about, and that's connecting students, research, professors, and universities between the United States and Mexico. We're going to say something.
Yeah, they like called her and she was in her rancho accent. Like, oiga, ¿quiere que empiece mañana?
No. You embarrassed me. But yes, finally gonna start my job. So thank you. And then I think that helps us feel a lot more relaxed, more relieved, and ready to feel more comfortable living here, because a lot of it was we were nervous about the high cost of living in Mexico City, especially in the neighborhood that we chose to live in. And we thought, well, if this job doesn't come through,
I'm just excited because we're going to get couches now. I was like, Jenny, not until you start work,
then we can buy couches.
Our ass just sits on the floor. Like, we can't.
We've been sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let's go back and catch up to the chat.
Jesús, muchas gracias. Gracias por tu amor.
For your gift.
For your gift. We appreciate it so much.
These super things mean a lot, because they're like, these, not only is this your hard-earned money, but it's your way to tell us, like, yes, keep going, keep doing this. And
we know how hard it is to make money. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it so much. Gary Green, thank you so much as well. We really appreciate your love. Muchas gracias, Gary Verde, por el amor. Sabemos que se tarda, es mucho trabajo como para dar dinero así, y te lo agradecemos.
Cada pesito, cada centavo se agradece. Igual para Casita Views, who says greetings from Metro Detroit. Just a little coffee money.
Like I said, thank you so much. We I don't know, this just makes me cheesy because this is like, I don't know.
We love coffee. Thank you.
We love the love.
Local dude, same here. I speak Spanish from El Rancho, but I'm proud to say my parents were able to teach me to speak and write in Spanish. That's awesome. I think my mom would probably say that she thinks that I write and speak better than she does. Actually, she just shared something really emotional with me the other day. She told me she read her first book front to back, like cover to cover, at the age of 50 years old. She's now in her 60s, and we were reading together at a cafe the other day, and she told me, you know what? The first time I read an entire book in my life I was at the age of 50. Because of her life in El Rancho, she only got to study until about second grade. And after that, she became a mom, had 7 kids. And so reading and writing for her in either language, English or Spanish, is very difficult. And so, of course, that impacted the way I learned growing up, the way I learned Spanish. And then it was up to me to take classes and to put more effort into speaking and writing, so that I could continue to advance. All right, our camera is starting to overheat. Let me know if you've lost us, because it's frozen.
We're still here, y'all.
We're still here. I think you can probably still hear us, but you probably don't see us. So just give us a second while we change out the battery. I don't know why this happens. So see, speaking of camera equipment, whomever, I forgot who it was, who was just complimenting our good quality video. Sometimes things look great, but equipment can be a real challenge, especially when they overheat and do things like this. We connect the Sony camera to these live streams because the quality is better, but it overheats. So we could easily just switch back to the laptop webcam, but then the quality is not going to be great. So in the meantime, I'm going to catch up on the chat as well. Mary de la Garza, I'm just seeing your message asking about the status of my job. I hope you heard the announcement a few moments ago. I know I'm the one that's late here catching up. Oh, Rubén Cañedo, qué bonito hablan en español. Gracias. Ya, pero aún sé, hay gente linda como Rubén, pero también hay gente muy cruel que se va a burlar de nosotros, y me vale. So, I don't care. Kyle Lee says, hi. Hi, Kyle. He says, how's the move to Mexico? It's been quite the transition, Kyle. but it's beautiful. It was a really strange feeling to say goodbye to my mom and my siblings as they were boarding their flight to Chicago.
Oh, that was crazy. Estábamos en el aeropuerto de Durango y estaban los dos aviones porque nomás caben 3. Y a la misma hora uno se fue para un lado y el otro se fue para el otro lado.
The Durango International Airport only has 3 gates. We were at gate 2. My mom was at gate.
No, we're at gate 1 and they were at gate 2. And they were right next to each other.
And we boarded our respective flights at the same time. Us back to Mexico City and my family back to Chicago. It was so funny. We got to watch each other board their planes. And it was just so funny. I was holding my Mexican passport and my mom was holding her US passport. And I said, let's take a picture. This is such a funny situation.
Yeah.
Each one is holding the passport for the country the other person was born in. And I'm like, wow, cómo da vueltas la vida. Mi mamá con su pasaporte estadounidense y yo con mi pasaporte mexicano.
Yeah.
It just gave me feelings. I'm an emotional person, you guys.
Hello, congrats, Jenny. Gary, felicidades.
Thank you all for your congratulations. I'm very excited.
I haven't heard. Chris, yo no he escuchado eso en un buen. ¡Juepucha!
¡Juepucha! Oh, no es Colombia. Yes, thank you guys. Yes. Let's see. I'm catching up. What neighborhood are we living? Is that where I'm? Sorry, no. Nope. Can go back.
Request from day to day. We'll write it down. Write it down
here. We have a little whiteboard with notes. Go ahead. Write it down. Request from David Day. A video about Mexican American culture, food, music that is uniquely Mexican American, that actual Mexicans in Mexico may not know about, that might be surprising to them. It's a great idea.
That's a good one.
Like, for example, just to throw it out there. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that burritos, you know, the food, the thing that you roll up and you stuff with beans and rice and meat, burritos, I heard that they are actually invented north of the border of Mexico. So not actually in Mexico, but it's actually a Mexican American. People say it's Tex-Mex, Mexican American. Little things like that I find super interesting. But that's a great idea. Thank you, David. Someone asked, Angelina, am I getting paid by the American University? Yes, it's coming out of the American University's budget, but I will be getting paid in pesos. We agreed on a salary amount in dollars, and then that's getting converted to pesos, and my employment will be abiding all of the Mexican labor and employment laws, meaning I get Mexican vacation time and Mexican holidays off, things like that.
None.
Which is not a lot.
Yes. Which is not a lot. Oh man, America. We need to figure this out. America, the continent, not the U.S.
They said they were going to email me the laws, the document that lays it all out. But my understanding is that it's the first year you get 1 week off, the second year you get 2 weeks off. And then I don't know how many federal holidays there are, but I think there are more than in the U.S. More 3-day weekends in the U.S. So.
Así que
I will let you know how
mis
that goes.
Respetos para toda la gente de México.
Los que trabajan en México.
La gente que trabaja aquí en México trabaja un chingo. Y nosotros decimos que nosotros trabajamos bastante en Estados Unidos, pero yo creo que
pues no, todos trabajan un
todos
chingo.
Trabajamos un chingo, ¿verdad? Pero no, aquí siento que ustedes aquí en México sí trabajan.
I think
bastante.
They're just talking about passing a law limiting the work week full-time to 40 hours, because I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's currently at 48 hours is a full-time work week, and they're talking about changing it to 40. So yeah, that's what it is right now. But Kyle says we better have a couch by November. Fingers crossed. What neighborhood are we living in? Sean Richmond's mom.
Damn, we can't tell you where we're living because it's one of the best neighborhoods. Like,
somebody said to keep it a secret.
Yeah, they're like, when we were telling people everything we got, they're like,
we live right between the Benito Juárez and Coyoacán. Is it municipalities?
I don't know. Alcaldías,
I'm a little confused as to how the city is split up. I don't know the word for it in English, but I think they're called alcaldías. And so we're at the very southern end of Benito Juárez, like across the street from what is the limits to Coyoacán. So we're about a 15-minute walk to the very heart of Coyoacán.
But not in Coyoacán.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes. Cruz Elena Gamboa says you have a great Durango. And Kevin's great Durango accent, and Kevin's just really good at imitating accents in general. We should do a video like that.
I'll make a video and I won't have my whole accent in the whole video. Like
we're gonna do all these different Mexican accents, and then you guys are gonna have to guess which one's actually his. Trick question. None of them and all of them.
Kyle Lee, is Kevin having his job there too? Man, I think I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna be Jenny's assistant.
I'm gonna make Kevin my assistant because Kevin still works remotely. I'll let you talk. I don't need to talk for you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be working remotely, so hopefully there's internet so I can go. It's weird. It's like a weird situation because we've been together every day for the last 2.5 years, and
now I actually will have an office to go into. And
so we're breaking out. I'm gonna be a house trophy. What is the trophy husband?
No, it's house husband.
House husband.
He's gonna be working at home, and if there's space in my office, I'll bring you with me to campus.
A little closet in there.
I'll just make a little corner for you. No, but you're right. It is gonna be strange. I don't know. My mom's like, "Oh, you're finally." ¿Qué dijo mi mamá?
Ya me voy a deshacer de ella.
Que por fin va a descansar de mí. Y le digo, ¿cómo que va a descansar de mí? Like, it's not like that. Like, we actually like spending time together. So yeah, it's gonna be weird leaving and then seeing you at the end of the day. I guess kind of like we used to, like back in Chicago. It used to be like that.
It's weird.
Yep. So while Kevin's job isn't based in Mexico City, he's gonna have a home office.
No, whole home.
Mm-hmm. Abraham Peña. Felicidades por el trabajo nuevo. Gracias. Did you have to validate your degree in Mexico, or were your normal U.S. degrees accepted for your university job? So none of that was necessary. None of I didn't have to validate my degree or anything because I was hired by the U.S. university. The U.S. university, I did the interview application process with them, and they're the ones who they actually hired a third-party organization to process my employment for it to be legal in Mexico.
But to my understanding, when you do want to get hired in Mexico, you do have to validate your degrees. It's a process that you do here in Mexico City. I'm not so sure what that looks like, but I know my cousin told me to do it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have to because I was hired by the U.S. university. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good question.
Sean Richmond, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean. More pan dulce money. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sucks that we just had a whole bunch of pan dulce last week and we just talked about slowing down on the pan dulce.
Oh, we have another big announcement why we're going to stop eating pan dulce. I'll tell you later.
Okay. As education has gotten out of reach for many in the States, I see Mexico becoming a choice for higher learning. Those who speak Espanol may benefit. Saludos. That's a great point. Art makes. I'm hearing more and more interest from Mexicans or even Mexican Americans considering studying in Mexico, and there are fantastic universities like the UNAM University that I'll be working with. They're one of the top universities in Latin America, if not the top. And then you have the Tec de Monterrey, which is like Mexico's MIT. It's insane. These are amazing universities. Right. I'm barely catching up to where the audio or the visual can't cut off. Chris says, saw a meme where all the NFL teams had won a game since October 2022 were in one circle and the Bears were in their own circle.
Ouch.
Right.
Yeah. Hurts.
El Lopez just realized they might have a rancho accent. They were today years old when he realized.
He's like, wait.
Let me take the time. Confesarles algo. I think I was probably about 18, 19 years old when I realized that it's aire and not aigre.
Say it again.
Aire, not aigre. For the word air. My mom still says aigre, and I don't correct her. I just, yeah. Just an example. And if you have family from El Rancho, then you know what I'm talking about.
Aire.
Yes. Hey, from Miami. That goes to Colombia often. Awesome. I bet you have flights every day from Miami to
I
Colombia.
love this comment. Francisco Aguirre. Have you both considered taking Nahuatl courses in Zacatecas City? Check out EDS. They offer national Nahuatl courses during winter.
Christmas break for 2 weeks by Nahuatl native speakers. I would love to learn Nahuatl.
I would love to do a whole YouTube video in Nahuatl.
If for anyone who might not be familiar, Nahuatl is one of the most if not the most widely spoken indigenous language in Mexico. It was the language of the Aztecs and many indigenous nations here in Mexico to this day. And it's a language that still like is sprinkled into Mexican Spanish today, like words that don't exist in the rest of Spanish speaking countries like Spain and Colombia, for example, like where they say maní for peanuts. In Mexico, we say cacahuate because that's a Nahuatl word, it's an indigenous word. And there are many, many examples, but maybe we could do a video on those. That would be so fun.
Chris Yao, thank you. Thank you so much, mi parcero. Bueno, creo que es de Costa Rica, ¿no? Mi parcero, muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. What am I going to do with all this pan dulce?
I don't know.
Burritos in Texas are different than burritos in California. I would love to know what that difference is. Ay, ay, ay. Good evening from someone who's in Coyoacán right now. Cool, we're really close to each other. DJ Muñeco says, yo estuve en México y también pensé que yo era trabajador, pero los paisanos me ganaron a trabajar. Yeah, people wake up early. A request from Chris. Write this one down, please. Examples of when culture, in quotations, is important y cuando no sirve. How often does culture interfere with living with authenticity and purpose? Chris coming out with the deep thoughts.
Just screenshot that. I can't even write that. That's a lot to write down.
All right, I'll screenshot it because I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, we love this. This is the kind of
deep and reflective.
Like the videos we like to. Yeah, this is good. Thank you, Chris.
I have a feeling I'm gonna cry in this one.
This is a good one.
Great question, Chris. Our thoughts on guajolotas, or however you spell them. Guajolotes?
We just had one the other day. You'll see it in our next video.
And yes, our thoughts will be in it. Great.
But it's coming.
Great, good one. I'm glad that that's in there.
You know what they are now?
Yes, I know. Okay. Yes. Love it. And yeah, burritos the way we know them today are the California style. Oh, cool. Good to know. BKLYN. Now that we're in CDMX. Favorite soccer team? And please don't say Club America. I think automatically.
What?
We're Pumas fans now, right?
What?
No?
No. We're Bears fans.
Oh, he said soccer team.
Oh. Yeah. I don't really have a soccer football team, but I was actually thinking of doing a nice series. You know, now that it's only going to be Kevin and Eat Baila Travel because Jenny's going to work. Just kidding. Of actually going to different soccer stadiums and places to check out just the fanhood. I really don't know. I never grew up.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know.
See,
what
this
it's
is something crazy. My dad never watched soccer. Like, he got to Chicago at the year 18 years of age. So when he got to Chicago, he assimilated to American football right away, and he doesn't watch like soccer. Mexican soccer league. We watch the World Cup and support Mexico, but when it comes to sports, it's like Bears, White Sox. What else do we watch?
So now that we live here, we've talked about this, Kevin is gonna go on a journey, and he's going to I
would love to document
video document his journey, attending as many football games as he can, and see which team he identifies with. That's gonna be so adorable.
I'm a Martin from Tours to Loco. If you're on here, I'm actually planning on messaging you to see if you're down to go to a Pumas game.
Wow, this sounds like a proposal. This is a public invitation.
I want to go to Monterrey to the Tigres to watch the Tigres play. I wish the tiburones de Veracruz still existed, but they don't. They're gone. El America too, we're here. Cruz Azul. There's so many of them, but we'll see. We'll see which one I like the most, and then I'll choose one.
This is funny. Ricky Ruiz says, I was shocked back in 2001 when I asked for burrito in Mexico and people looked at me like I was crazy. Had no idea it wasn't a thing in Mexico.
It also depends where you're in Mexico,
Where?
Because in Durango you eat a lot of burritos.
The more northern parts of Mexico they'll have burritos.
Yeah.
But yeah. Not trophy husband. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. He doesn't have the body for the trophy husband. But I'm just kidding.
They're gonna stop giving us pan dulce money. Stop.
Can't give you any more pan dulce money. Otherwise, you can't be a trophy husband. We tease each other. I promise. This is not a toxic relationship. Blink twice. Yes. Okay. Great. I don't think I've heard what Kevin does remotely. Have you shared this?
I do logistics for a construction company
based in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is a question, so we'll bring it up now. Someone on Instagram asked, how did you find remote work? So I never actually found remote work, even though I thought about, when I was searching, I was looking on Indeed.com. I highly recommend following a friend of ours. Her name is Crosby Grace Travels. She talks a lot about how to find remote work. Again, it's Crosby Grace Travels.
She's a YouTuber. She got a YouTube channel too.
And an Instagram account. She has great resources for that. But Kevin found his through a friend, right?
Yeah, through a friend.
Friend said, hey, my job's hiring. So I guess the short answer there is network.
But yeah, Crosby's good. Yeah. Shout out to Crosby. She's good.
For sure. Let's grab another question from the Instagram story. Someone's asked, what is your least and favorite part of Mexico City? And then I guess kind of a second part to that is least and favorite part about living in Mexico City. So to me, those are two different questions. They came from two different people. They sound very similar. But for our Spanish speakers, para nuestros hispanohablantes, la pregunta es, ¿qué es lo que más nos gusta y lo que menos nos gusta de la Ciudad de México o de vivir en la Ciudad de México?
Oh, you gotta be careful what you say.
I know.
You gotta be careful what you say.
Oh, man. La cantidad de gente que nos empezó a decir Yaritza Tubers en el video del Zócalo. Solo porque propusimos la pregunta, ¿será que México es un país muy patriótico? ¿Es un país nacionalista? And the very act of just asking that question, is Mexico patriotic or is it nationalistic, almost offended some Mexicans, and they were calling us
which we take
names. And we didn't really take a position on it. We're just reflecting on it based on some observations. But yeah, go ahead, give your opinion. How do you feel about Mexico's?
Oh, look, the camera's heating up.
No, it's not. Favorite part about living in Mexico City is its diversity.
It's a world-class city. Es una ciudad
es México, pero tiene una diversidad que no existe en otra parte del mundo que yo he visto.
Sí, no, México es muy único.
We're overheating again. Can we just move to the webcam? No. This is terrible. So while this comes back, again, thanks for your patience. I don't know what do we got to do? Get new batteries? I think with all these super things, we're going to buy new batteries that don't overheat. Least favorite part of Mexico City.
Tell a joke or something.
I'm not a comedian. That's not fair. Put me on the spot. Okay, fine. I'll tell a joke. Kevin likes to make fun of the way my family and I talk all week. And my mom and I will say things in a very similar way. I'll say something like, voy a subir para arriba. And Kevin's like, pues sí, no se puede subir para abajo. Like, duh. And so he makes fun of us for saying things like that. Like, oh, does anybody want some gum? Sí, yo sí quiero para el avión. Oh, el avión no come chicle. Da, 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 da. Kevin's like the most sarcastic bully, and just because I talk funny, he takes advantage of me. And then when I'm around my family, he does it more. So I have to find more creative ways to bully you back.
Yeah. So lo que más nos gusta de la Ciudad de México es la diversidad que pueden conseguir uno. Puedes ir a un concierto y en el concierto tienes un grupo norteño, tienes uno de rock y acá tienes uno de reggaetón. La diversidad es muy, muy bonita.
No solo dentro de México, because there's people from all over Mexico that live in Mexico
Sí,
City.
es lo diverso también de México.
De México, sino pero también del mundo. La gente que vive aquí de diferentes partes del mundo trae restaurantes de todas partes. Like, I love Turkish food. And there were other parts in Mexico where it would be very hard to find Turkish food and Thai food. Here you find everything. So if I have a craving, then it can be satisfied.
Lo que no me gusta de México, de la Ciudad de México, es el tráfico.
The least favorite part, the traffic.
Sí, es el tráfico, es todo. Y el smog, pero...
That was going to be mine. Yeah.
The good thing is that we don't drive.
We don't drive, so we don't have to deal with the traffic very much. But the smog, the pollution, that can be very tough. That would be my least favorite part too.
Yeah.
Good question. Okay, great. So back to the questions from the chat. Keep them coming, guys. I'm really enjoying this. Someone asked if we're going to get a car. No, we just said how much we don't like the traffic. I'd rather deal with the chaos of the metro than get a car. That yo al principio le tenía mucho miedo al metro, no porque pues si me roban o like pickpocketing or anything like that, pero por la cantidad de gente, because there's just so many people, and we've gotten a little bit used to it, so it's okay. Definitely don't need a car.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
Luego tiene uno que pagar tenencia y...
Salen caros los carros.
No.
¿Cómo que no? I'd rather walk. We like to walk anyway.
Bajar el pan dulce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your favorite pan dulce? Oof. You gotta go with the classic. Conchita. Una conchita. Nada le gana una conchita.
There's a little food truck stand in Durango, in el Parque de Guadiana in Durango, that sells concha ice cream sandwiches. So they take a concha, they put ice cream in it, and then they seal it like a panini, and it's like hot and cold on the inside because of the ice cream, and it's like the best thing ever. So conchas with ice cream are
Conchas y los marranitos.
That's Kevin's favorite, the marranitos, the little piggies. Yes. Someone says, okay, working with UNAM, you're Pumas fans. You can stay. I mean, by default, I think I have to be.
Michael Phoenix. Sox in the World Series soon?
Oh, look, the light died.
No, definitely not, bud. Sorry.
A poll for the chat. Oh, this is exciting. The bacon wrapped hot dog. Is that an LA hot dog or is it a Mexican hot dog? I saw a bunch of street food stands in Durango with hot dogs wrapped in bacon. I have no idea where that comes from. I assumed it was a Mexican thing. That's a great question. Robert Ceniceros. I'll recommend 2 books to find a deeper Mexico. Creating a Chicana or Chicano Red Road to Decolonization and Aztlán, a roadmap towards a native identity and worldview. Ooh, write these down. I'm going to screenshot these too.
Screenshot them. Yeah, that's really easier to screenshot them.
I like to read, so I love book recommendations.
Ooh, I like that one too. Look, Mexico Profundo, Reclaiming a Civilization.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jess Martinez Gomez, any Dia de Muertos activities? Yes. We have a good one. This one's going to be... So last 2 years ago, we went to Aguascalientes. The year before that, we went to Michoacán.
Aguascalientes was the feria or festival de las calaveras, a whole calaveras festival. It was amazing. Highly, highly, highly recommended. I know most people like to go to Oaxaca, even Michoacán for Dia de Muertos, but look into going to Aguascalientes for Dia de Muertos. We have 2 videos on it. Check them out. Super underrated and amazing. I think I enjoyed it even more than Michoacán. And I know Michoacán is more traditional and it's beautiful, but it was also very chaotic. If you are making plans for Dia de Muertos, I recommend checking out all of those videos because we give tips, planning tips, and of course, you could see what you're getting yourself into. But for this year,
we're going to
be here in Mexico City, and we're going with
Kyle, subscriber our Patreon member,
And our
our
buddy.
friend, our amigo, to go see the.
I'm like,
We're gonna go see Coco live.
Disney is hosting an amazing event here in Mexico City, and that is a live Coco performance with a movie screening, but with musical performances, singing, dancing. I'm so excited. I watched it on YouTube during COVID when they did one, or a couple years ago, and I never imagined that I would actually get to go. And then November 4th is the Dia de Muertos parade here in Mexico City, and I'm really excited for that.
But our video is not just gonna be on that. We're gonna dive deep into some Dia de Muertos observations, reflections, as we always do, and it's gonna be a really good, juicy topic.
You all know that we like to reflect and throw meaning into our videos, and sometimes these can be difficult conversations, and sometimes it inspires us to look within, and so that's what we're going to try to do for this year's Dia de Muertos as well. Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm excited now.
Robert Cisneros. No, Ceniceros. Muchísimas gracias, Tony. That's a lot, bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Ahí están, para las pilas, for the batteries. Thank you so much. No more batteries overheating on us. Thank you. And then Art says that the bacon wrapped hot dog is from Sonora. Have you guys ever tried one? There used to be a street stand in La 26 in Little Village, Chicago, right outside of Payless that sold them. I don't think they're there. I don't think they're there anymore. Apparently it's from Sonora, according to someone here. I would love to know. Cool conversation.
Pharaoh X, thank you so much.
Thank you, Pharaoh, friend.
Appreciate it, amigo. Huge hug.
Virtual hugs.
So, Mario Diaz, my dad arrived at the age of 17.
Where are we? Okay.
And has been dedicated San Diego Padres fan ever since. He claims Chivas only because he was born in Guadalajara, but doesn't follow football either. Yeah, very similar to my dad.
Yeah.
You froze. El universo no quiere.
El universo no quiere que los cancelemos por decir sus least favorite parts of Mexico City. Yeah. That's so funny.
That's true. I was like, Jenny, I was like pinching her. Don't say anything bad.
Don't say anything bad. When somebody asks, what's your least favorite part of Mexico City? Camera goes out. Oh no, what happened? I guess we can't say. I mean, and these days on the internet, you can get canceled for just about anything. Yeah, put the batteries in the fridge or the freezer. Ha ha ha. Catching up. We gotta catch up. Thank
Mas you. Nord, oh my God, para el gym because the pan dulce is gonna do some dance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look at this.
Speaking of gyms in Mexico City, we have yet to find,
at least around us.
We have yet to find an affordable gym around here. So for now, I am doing home workouts, and so is Kevin. Yeah. I think that's going to be a topic for our future video because these are the most expensive gyms I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, they're so expensive. Like, I wish that with the amount you pay, you get abs, but it doesn't work that way.
Somebody says, there's another question. ¿Cuánto van a pagar de renta? Oh, demasiado. Hasta me da pena decir cuánto vamos a pagar de renta porque sé que es mucho más de lo que paga mucha gente en la Ciudad de México. Y es hasta más de lo que pagábamos cuando vivíamos en Chicago. What we pay for rent here is more than what we used to pay.
At least for what we're getting
when we lived in Cicero, Chicago area. Aquí donde vivimos estamos pagando, ya se me olvidó, 19,500 pesos, 19,500 pesos monthly is our rent, and that includes mantenimiento, which is like kind of like HOA fees.
2 parking spots.
It includes 2 parking spots. This is a 2-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, beautifully like brand new apartment, like marble, like granite, I don't know, marble countertops, beautiful, non-furnished, no viene con muebles. We have to buy a refrigerator. We bought a bed. That's why we have nothing else.
It's literally empty.
You move the camera, yeah. Yeah, we once we have furniture, we'll give a new tour of our apartment. There's a beautiful rooftop. It's a great neighborhood. It's a green, es una colonia muy verde, muy segura. Así que, pues sabíamos que íbamos a pagar más por la zona y por las amenidades. Pero al fin del día, como somos nuevos, pues mejor seguros que nos...
I don't think you can translate that, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, it's more than what I think we wanted to pay, but in the future we hope to buy. esperemos que en el futuro podamos comprar y ya no tener que rentar y a ver si baja el costo.
Martha Gamboa dice, felicidades Jenny, will there be a future video on Santiago Papasquiaro? Martha, we wanted to, sí queríamos hacer un video de Santiago Papasquiaro, pero
no fue posible.
No tuvimos el tiempo, tuvimos la quinceañera, las fiestas y como estábamos en un rancho, no tuvimos la oportunidad, pero
that's not an excuse. It was a decision we made. Like, it's not like we knew we weren't going to be able to make it because we wanted to focus on time with family. And we thought maybe si sale algo and we make it. And at the end of the day, we just enjoyed our time and didn't make a video. But I think that the little footage that we did take, we're going to post to Patreon. It's not going to be a full-on vlog, but we would love to share a little bit from my niece's quinceañera. It's very little, just kind of like the dancing a little bit. What else? The horses. There was a cabalgata, how do you say that? Cavalry or horse parade. Eating gorditas, walking around Santiago. So it's not a full-on vlog, but we're going to share it with our Patreon members. If you want to become a Patreon member, you can check us out. Patreon.com/Eat Baila Travel. Little plug. But no, unfortunately, no Santiago vlog right now. Maybe in the future. Yes. Chris Yao. Yao. Cuando mis hijos tienen 8 o 10 años, siempre se están burlando de mí cuando quiero castigarlos en español. Le dicen, tú no hablas español de verdad. Oh, man. It sucks. It's like when I started learning English and got better at English than my mom, I would get mad at her in English, and then she would just be like, that's not fair. I don't understand you. So I feel you, Chris. Saúl Guevara, si sabes usar el metro, evitas mucho el tráfico. Ya, muy bien dicho.
¿Hable un poquito más?
Sí, dime a dónde.
Angela Cruz, thank you so much. So Kevin built up the courage to speak in the Durango.
Thank you. That's motivation, if anything. Right? Thank you, Ang.
Like, ¿cómo lo jupo, oiga? ¿Cómo lo jupo?
Angelina. Gracias, Angelina. Gracias.
Robert T, thank you so much. Appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart.
You guys are the best. This love and support is just like the best thing in the world, because there were so many times where we doubted ourselves, remember? I just feel like, I can't believe we ever doubted ourselves.
We actually bought books this weekend, or got books this weekend from our family. One of them, the Atomic Habits. And I don't know, like reading it made me reflect so much on all the work that we've done for Eat Baila Travel, and just makes me happy to keep continuing this journey. And it's going to be a little bit harder now because Jenny's working. So it is going to get difficult to do vlogs, but we're going to have to be. We've had 2.5 years to prepare for this day, so that we can keep making good content and making it a timely manner too as well. So, did you guys watch a Canelo fight last night? No, we didn't. I don't really watch fighting, and I feel like not until Canelo fights like a good fighter, then maybe I'll watch Canelo. Oh, sorry, It's the truth.
Funny random fact. My nephew, who was just baptized this past week, he's a little redhead baby. My brother is like blonde, blue eyes. Well, my brother's bald, but he has his beard. It's like blonde and reddish. And so my nephew has red hair, and his nickname, of course, is El Canelito. And we joke that it's not really my brother's baby, that it's El Canelo's baby. So
he's so cute. So cute. Shout out to Mateo. I'm getting baptized.
Yes.
So let's continue with this question. Tacos or buffalo wings?
Somebody asked if we're tacos or buffalo wings. What kind of question is that? What kind of question? I think it was DJ Trevi. What kind of question is that? Tacos all day, every day, bro.
I even put the buffalo wings. I mean, put the buffalo wings in a taco. That's how.
If necessary. I think he just joined too. Somebody asked, how hard is it to get a driver's license in Mexico? Kevin, I think you owe us that video.
It depends, right? I got mine in Puerto Escondido.
A long time ago.
But I had to pay, I think it was like almost $100 for it.
To get it expedited.
And I had some teenager girl take the test for me. That's why it costs so much. I didn't do it on purpose. That was just the system they had in place. I just went to go like, how could I get a driver? When do you need it by? Today? Yeah, sure, I can get it today. It's gonna be
this much.
1,800 pesos. I was like, okay, you're gonna go to this site, and this girl's gonna take the test for you, and then you're gonna get your driver's license. I was like, what? Okay, but I needed it to take out a bank account.
But what did you need to get it? You needed.
I needed to my passport, a proof of address, and to take the test. And that's it.
That was it. And the proof of address does not have to be in your name. So we literally asked a friend if we could borrow one of their light bills. You don't even have to live there. They're not going to mail you anything. Just borrow the address.
Yeah.
Yep. Great question. Where are we?
We're down
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm moving to Mexico for women. Well,
good luck with that.
There's women everywhere, though. Yeah, I should do a food series, Mexican versus Mexican-American food. Terminator said, wow. 3 times 1 plus 1. Said, ha, ha, ha.
That's the Buffalo.
The Buffalo Wild Wings
question. Okay. Other questions from Instagram? That was all of them?
Yeah.
No, somebody else asked, is Mexico City safe? It's right there. Is Mexico City safe? Probably not. I would also say Chicago's not safe. This world isn't safe. Nowhere is safe. So safety is relative. It depends on your tolerance for risk, where you come from, where you grew up. If you grew up in a neighborhood where the biggest crime was somebody got lost and was missing for a few hours, or I don't know. It really depends on where you come from and what you're used to. So where do we come from? We come from the Chicago area, the southwest side. Cicero, mostly. I also lived in Little Village, Pilsen, Logan Square before it was gentrified. And in all of those neighborhoods, especially in Cicero and Little Village, I was used to being surrounded by gang violence. Even right before we moved to Mexico, every weekend here I heard gunshots. And it was not cool. Did not like that. But our threshold for danger and safety, I think, are a little bit different from other people. So it does not scare me or make me nervous to live in Mexico City. I'm more worried for my family in Chicago than I am for myself here in Mexico City.
Yeah, like in Cicero, you walk in the wrong block and you get checked by gangbangers. Like, yo.
And there are many really nice neighborhoods in Mexico City. And it's just like any large city that's a city of neighborhoods. You have different pockets that are riskier than others. And that's why we chose to live where we live now, which is in the southern part of Benito Juárez, which is known to be one of the safest alcaldías in all of Mexico.
Yeah, it's the second safest alcaldías in all of Mexico.
Yeah. Thought that was really interesting.
And it's been first for for 5 years.
So is Mexico City safe? I don't know. But is it dangerous also? I mean, it's like, there's a saying in Spanish, el que se porta mal, le va mal. If you're up to no good, things are not going to go good for you. As long as you're not out looking for drugs or danger or weapons and things like that, the likelihood of something happening to you, and as long as you have street smarts, which we come from places where you have to have street smarts, we feel totally fine here. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's not a yes or no question. It's not a simple answer.
Yeah, we all come from different backgrounds, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. What about getting the INE? Getting the INE is very, very similar to getting a driver's license. We needed our Mexican passports and our Mexican birth certificates. So even though we were born in the US, when we became Mexican citizens via heritage, we were printed Mexican birth certificates that said that Mexicanos nacidos en el extranjero, Mexicans born abroad. And that document became our Mexican birth certificate. So we took that document to get our INE as well. I think it cost about 800 pesos if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
But when we got it, there were elections happening, and the INE is not only your ID, but it's also your voting card. And because there were elections going on, our INE wasn't going to be ready for 3 months. This was in Puerto Escondido a couple years ago. We since haven't been back to pick it up. So our INEs are still at the INE office waiting for us to pick them up.
We gotta go get
And we
them.
gotta go get them.
You can't do anything without them.
Yeah, we haven't been able to open. I haven't been able to open a bank account because I need my ENIC. But Kevin was able to open up a bank account with his driver's license. Just a quick FYI. Alan Romero says, "What's your take on small versus big city living in Mexico? If both your jobs were remote, would you pick Mexico City or a smaller place like Puerto Escondido?"
I would definitely pick a smaller city. That's my opinion. Yeah, I would definitely pick a smaller
No,
city.
same.
'Cause-
We were thinking about like city wise. We were thinking Querétaro because it's a city, but it's smaller than Mexico City. We
Jalapa.
liked the city of Jalapa, which felt more like pueblo-ish. Puerto Escondido is even smaller, and we would definitely be living there. But now that this opportunity for me to work at with universities in Mexico City came up, for me it's like a big step and goal in my career. So I thought, even if we don't end up liking living in Mexico City, we're gonna give it a try for this job opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys make of this phenomenon happening and promoted by YouTube channels about men leaving the USA for places like Mexico and Colombia for women?
I don't like that.
It's
I don't like. I'm gonna be straight. I don't like that. I feel like the approach that some people take on that is kind of like I don't want to get too into it, but I'm not a fan of it. Like, yo, there's women everywhere in the world. If some people make it seem like women back where they're from is a problem, but like sometimes you just gotta look in the mirror and figure that out. I don't know. I don't like that people are being sexualized or making money off things like that. That's not cool. Like, you know, that's just my take.
for me, as long as it's a win-win, you do you.
I don't
As
know.
long as
Do whatever you want to do. Bro.
if it's a win-win, I mean, if we've met women who willingly have taken advantage of a gringo man wanting to marry them, and they're like, yeah, they say, yeah, we like each other, but they also have their own interests. Everybody pursues a relationship for their own interests, and as long as somebody's getting something out of the equation.
I guess the last thing I'm gonna say is like this whole this whole idea of this men leaving like places like Colombia is like when you go to Medellin, for example, like you can tell that now there's more like
that one's a tricky one because I know you're about to touch on underage prostitution in Medellin. We saw so much of it.
It's just not.
And so if they're looking for sexual encounters and relationships, that's one thing. And if they're looking for companionship, that's another. Like it really depends on an individual's intentions.
I ain't gonna jump on it, but
can you make a video of best mezcal bars or natural wine bars in CDMX? Screenshot the request. Sure. I like that. Maybe a pulque hop, bar hop.
That sounds good right now.
Pulque sounds great. Once you built your Airbnb en Puerto Escondido, me invitan. Nunca he ido a Puerto Escondido, pero me gustaría ir.
Angelina, te vienes con nosotros, nos vamos juntos.
Right now, it's just a little piece of land. We can throw up a tent. Let's go. We don't have to wait that long.
Camping.
We'll just camp on the terreno. Let's go.
Aside from Chicago, where in the U.S. have you lived?
I lived in Madison, Wisconsin for a year when I was in grad school, University of Wisconsin-Madison. That was cool, but it wasn't Chicago. I don't think I could live anywhere else in the U.S. Oh, look, we're overheating again.
Okay, maybe this is the last time. We got
Okay, this is the last time. We're going to wrap up soon. I just want to make sure we answer everybody's questions. Kyle says he can pick up our INE when he's in Puerto Escondido. Kyle, I wish you could. I tried. My sister was in Puerto Escondido recently, and I tried to get her to pick it up. She went to the office, and they would not give it to her. So I wish it was that simple. Somebody says the same person that asked a question about women or says something about women. From west side of Houston, Texas, and men here are crazy and a lot of Mexican gangs too. Oh, I bet. Gangs are everywhere. You know, a crazy observation that we made in Durango was that we were in Durango City exactly 1 year ago. And this year we noticed a lot of graffiti and spray painting. And I'm not talking about murals, I'm talking about gang graffiti in Durango City. I don't know what gangs, but that was sad to see.
Yeah, strange too.
Yep.
Somebody said,
What's been the best part of living in Mexico thus far?
what's been the what?
Best part of living in Mexico thus far?
For me, reconnecting with all my family members. Que he tenido la oportunidad de conocer muchos lugares, ver familia que no había visto en mucho tiempo, como mi familia en Monterrey, que los quiero mucho, saludos, mi familia en Veracruz, la familia de Jenny en Zacatecas, mi familia en San Luis Potosí, como que he tenido la oportunidad de reconectar con toda nuestra familia sin tener ahí a mis papás, es muy diferente. You know, like being able to reconnect with all my family and not having my parents around was special too, because they got to know me.
You get to build your own relationship.
My
with
own
them.
relationships. And it's like it's been nice. That's been my favorite part of all of it for me. How about you?
Best part of living in Mexico thus far is going for walks on the weekends and the evenings and seeing people gather. It probably sounds very simple, but if I go out for a walk in my hometown of Cicero, I don't see a lot of people just out and about, hanging out in the park or just hanging out in general.
Yeah, everything's inside.
People don't gather as much in the US, I feel. And in Mexico, I constantly see everyone gathering in the park, at people's houses. It's always gatherings. And that makes me feel so happy. And it reminds me that I miss my family and I wish my family were there. But I got to do that this week with them and I loved it. But it's something that makes me feel at home no matter where we go in Mexico. We can go to the Jardín, we can go to Plaza de Armas or La Alameda, whichever park. Cualquier parque en México siempre está lleno de gente conviviendo y eso a mí me encanta. Eso es lo que más me gusta de vivir en México.
DJ Muñeco dice, chequen a Cygnus y Romantic, pueden agarrar una idea de ellos, son españoles y hacen videos de México.
I've seen their videos on their feed, but I haven't actually watched them yet. I'd be down to watch them.
Yo, la mera verdad, me inspiré de uno de sus videos cuando ellos fueron a Cipolite y de ahí me salió la idea de hacer un video muy similar. Pero ya no existe ese video.
Trivia question. Write in the chat if you were a follower or a subscriber when we made our nude beach video. How many of you got to see that video before we took it down?
It doesn't exist no more.
That video reached over 1 million views. ¿Cuántos de ustedes llegaron a ver nuestro video de Cipolite, de la playa nudista, donde estábamos completamente desnudos y llegó a 1,000 vistas?
No, 1,000, a 1,000,000.
Ay, perdón, 1,000,000. Sí, eso quise decir.
Pero ya no existe ese video, eso ya.
Ese después lo bajamos. It was censored. So don't think that we were showing everything out there, but that was an interesting time in our YouTube career, right?
Pero sí son buenos ellos, Romantic y Cygnus, y también las Zapatos de Mónica también son buenos YouTubers. Yeah.
How much Mexican culture are Mexican Americans exposed to in Chicago? A lot.
I think a lot, but not like a different varieties. It's mostly Jalisco, Durango, Michoacán, Zacatecas. Y ya.
También hay de Guerrero.
Más o menos de Guerrero, sí. But yeah, there's a good amount.
Chai says, Chicos, I love the social commentary you've been adding in your latest videos. I think it's exactly the path to your shows. It's love seeing you all grow. Viva Durango.
Viva Durango, yeah. Puro Durango. Puro Durango, yeah.
Mario Chávez pregunta, ¿creen tener mejor oportunidad de trabajo siendo bilingües en México o en USA? ¿Y se sienten más en confianza en Ciudad de México versus Chicago? Saludos desde Los Ángeles.
En confianza en Ciudad de México hasta ahorita Que Chicago, no sé todavía. Porque
Llevamos
no,
muy poco tiempo como para
muy-
tener esa confianza.
sí, tenemos muy poquito tiempo.
Pues sí,
Y
más
pues
que...
en Chicago vivimos todas nuestras vidas, entonces como que ya más o menos sabemos dónde sí, dónde no.
Sí, sabemos cuál barrio nos respalda y cuál no.
Pero
eso de tener los beneficios de ser bilingüe, pues depende el nivel de fluidez que tenga uno, porque pues hay mucha gente bilingüe en Chicago, pero no todos tienen el mismo nivel de fluidez. Y lo mismo en la Ciudad de México. Hay muchos que hablan ambos idiomas, pero no todos tienen el conocimiento totalmente bicultural y bilingüe, que es que llegue a un nivel de fluidez profesional. Y pues la verdad, yo sí le eché mucho esfuerzo a desarrollar mi habilidad de hablar, más para poder usarlo profesionalmente. Pregúntenle a Kevin, cuando me conoció de 19, 20 años, yo hablaba súper pocha. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Right?
súper mocha.
Mocha pocha. Y pues todavía hablo así a veces, pero me ha mejorado el idioma. So, think that it's an advantage. Es una ventaja en donde sea. Pero más que lo bilingüe, la ventaja bicultural creo que es más importante. To really understand two languages is one thing, but to understand two cultures is another advantage, I think.
For sure, especially when doing business.
Good question. Ricky Tan says, just wanted to say I enjoy your informative adventure in the Latino nation. I'm learning a lot. I'm glad because we're learning with you and we like to share what we learn. So we're glad that you're enjoying. As a Mexican American, I'm curious on your take about cultural and political issues. Ooh. Is there a place on YouTube where we can discuss issues concerning on a specific channel catering to our ethnic group? Well, I don't know. But I'm going to screenshot that and I'm going to keep that in mind in case we do come across something that would be worth sharing. Yeah.
Trivia answer, I saw it.
Chai, claro, yo lo vi. Right. As in Chris, yeah, older gringo, I really enjoy watching your balance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Kelly didn't realize we took it down. Yes, we did. It's when YouTube changed their ad revenue policy, we said, no, let's not have this up anymore. Have we met other Americans living in Mexico? Many. All the time. Like every day. And more, we're meeting other Chicanos, Mexican Americans like us. And so very soon, we'll be able to create more content on Americans living here too. How important is it to live next to an international airport? Did it determine how often you visited family?
Or Mexico City?
Well, this is the first time we actually settled down to live anywhere because the last 2.5 years, we were moving every few weeks or every few months. But that's actually one of the reasons that we look forward to living in Mexico City, having access to an international airport where we can easily fly back and forth to Chicago or somewhere else in Mexico. Like we just went to Durango. We arrived, literally walked into this apartment 30 minutes before this live stream from the airport.
Next weekend, we're heading out to probably Yucatan or Quintana Roo.
We might be in Yucatan next weekend, right?
Yeah. So it comes in handy. Especially we're starting to get a little bit more like collabs and things like that.
Because we like to travel, so being near an international airport is it's a big deal for us.
Beto Herrera, do you think you ever move back to Chicago? Nope.
Never say never, but probably not.
I hope so. I hope my family moves here. Why not? Just we live there already. I think we would like to try something different. And the snow's too much.
Somebody just read some articles about Mexico City slowly sinking.
I'm sure there's too many people.
Does that make you too worried by any chance? No. Are y'all on YOLO time? Definitely on YOLO all the time. But more than the sinking, I worry about earthquakes.
Yeah.
Yes, earthquakes scare me, especially like what if I'm in the metro, in the subway, like underground when there's an earthquake? That terrifies me.
This battery's
It's gonna overheat again.
Yeah, let's get 2 more questions. The love of
all
mezcal.
right, all right.
Do you drive through Zacatecas when you visit your family? Do you feel uneasy if you do it, or would you avoid driving at night? Do not drive.
Do
at
not
night,
drive at night in Zacatecas. Do not.
Don't do it.
Do not.
Don't do it. Right now, it's in a really rough patch. We're in Durango, and the Airbnb host, was like, "Oh, I live in Zacatecas, and my number's still from Zacatecas." And people are afraid when I call them here in Durango
because they think that she's trying to. What did you say? What was the word?
Like
she
scam
used?
people.
Scam. Yeah.
It's just don't do it. Like if you're gonna do it, go to your rancho in the day. But
take public transportation. Public transportation safer, and go during the day if you're traveling within Zacatecas.
Yeah.
All right. Last couple questions. Leave your questions in the comments after this live stream. If you have more. Actually, I think that was the last question.
One?
Okay, good. All right, y'all. It's Sunday night. We know you all got other things to do and other things to watch. If you didn't watch Maddie Gold's live stream because you were in this one, go catch her replay. I think I'm gonna catch her replay later. All right, y'all. That's it. Leave your comments. If you have more questions, we're happy to keep answering them. Thanks for being with us. Let's get to 25K soon. We're really happy when we suddenly saw 23,000 in a community. That's awesome. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being with us.
Desde la Ciudad de México, se cuidan, se bañan y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Chao.